guess the places that I've been. You never guess the places that I've been. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. I'm never gonna let the day begin. Never gonna let the day begin. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. Oh, don't wake me up before you go, and I'll just make this bed my home. Oh, darling, please just let me sleep. Give me my dreams. Better from above. Nothing's ever as it seems, yeah, except in that world that I dream of. Never gonna lose the ones I love. Never gonna lose the ones I love. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that world that I dream of. Oh, don't up before you go, 'cause I can't face this day alone. Oh, darling, please just let me sleep. Give me my dreams. Give me my dreams. Give me my dreams.
USA Radio News, I'm Anthony Lucero. President Trump has been in office for less than a month, and Democrats are already talking about impeachment.
I rise to announce that the movement to impeach the president has begun.
Texas Democratic Congressman Al Green. It was President Trump's plan to take control of Gaza that set him over the top. The president told reporters that the U.S. should own Gaza and turn it into the Riviera of the Middle East. Palestinians should be relocated to Jordan and Egypt, according to Trump. Democrats want to bring Elon Musk before Congress as part of a bid to do a deep dive on cuts to federal agencies.
Let's talk about waste, fraud, and abuse. The biggest fraud in U.S. government right now is Elon Musk.
Texas Congressman Greg Kazar was part of a group of Democrats on the House Oversight Committee who wanted to subpoena Musk to testify. That was shot down by Republicans in a party line vote. They say Musk is working with President Trump on the so-called Make America First agenda. I'm Lisa Taylor.
Trade experts warn the price of certain goods could go up as President Trump's tariff on China takes effect.
Some shoppers believe the president won't stop at the additional 10% tariff on goods from China.
Better be prepared, because it's going to get even higher.
The president has held off on 25% tariffs for Mexico and Canada, but if they go through, it could impact the price of fruit and lumber. People say it's hard to prepare for that.
I got to go with the flow. That's all I could do. That's the only way I could prepare.
Save money. All the stuff that you was doing, like hanging out and buying unnecessary stuff, you're going to have to stop now.
The Tax Foundation says tariffs could cost each U.S. household an additional $800 this year. I'm Natalie Migliori.
Wall Street closed with stocks higher.
Ecom says big tech companies like Alphabet and AMD posted losses in their latest earnings results. At the closing bell, the Dow Jones gained 317 points. The S&P 500 rose by 23 points. The Nasdaq gained 38 points. I'm Kristen Marks.
From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
In today's troubled world, our USA Armed Forces stand ready to protect you and our American way of life. When veterans return to civilian life, they deserve your recognition and support. You can help put vets to work by donating your car, truck, or van to Patriotic Hearts. Your donation will directly support programs to help vets find jobs or even start their own business. Donate today for fast, free pickup of your vehicle, running or not. Operators are standing by to answer questions about making a tax-deductible vehicle donation. Find out how you can make a difference in the life of a United States veteran. Call 800-209-4580 for 24-hour response. Call 800-209-4580. 800-209-4580. That's 800-209-4580.
The average human brain could contain a spoonful of microplastics.
A new study published Monday in the journal Nature Medicine found that there was about 7 grams in the average brain, about as much as you'd find in a plastic disposable spoon. The amount of plastic in brains increased dramatically between 2016 and 2024. Livers and kidneys also showed increases, but the concentrations in brains was 30 times greater. People with dementia had the highest levels. The health implications of microplastics in the brain are as of yet unclear. I'm Mark Mayfield.
College and high school students will not be able to identify themselves as non-binary when applying for federal financial aid.
The Trump administration said Tuesday that the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, won't include the term starting in the 2025-26 cycle. The Department of Education said the change is because of President Trump's executive order that the federal government only recognizes 2 sexes. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
We're in the middle of winter and your skin knows it, so what should you be reaching for?
The American Medical Association says your skin sheds about 30,000 dead skin cells every minute. Flakes of dead skin dropping off you at your home, in your car, and your place of business. And while this is a natural occurrence, in winter it's exacerbated because of the heaters, dry air, and lack of hydration. Experts say you can improve your outlook by adding a humidifier and increasing healthy fat in your diet, the kind from avocados and nuts, not cake and cookies. I'm Bree Tennis.
And I'm Anthony Lucero, USA Radio News.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Winter is here. When the temperature drops, so does your truck's performance. Avoid fuel gelling by using Hot Shot Secret's EDT Plus Winter Defense, a 7-in-1 fuel booster and anti-gel that improves cold weather performance. The 7-point cetane boost decreases DPF regens and increases fuel economy. Be confident that your engine is running smoothly and trouble-free, even in the coldest temperatures. Hot Shot Secret EDT Plus Winter Defense, available at Pilot Flying J, Amazon, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and HotShotSecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Hey truckers, this is Steve Darnell from the hit TV show Vegas Rat Rods. Check it out. Industrial Injection has been a leader in the diesel heavy-duty industry since 1985. Whether you are looking to keep your truck on the road, you are a hard-working farmer feeding America, an over-the-seas mariner, a miner, or a construction craftsman, Industrial Injection can help keep your heavy-duty rigs and equipment running so you can keep America thriving. Get all your turbochargers, injection pumps, injectors, and engine parts at industrialinjection.com. Industrial Injection, the place to go for all your diesel parts needs.
Another dark night on the interstate, another 100 miles in the pouring rain. These are worth all the time I've spent away. Another dark night on the interstate.
That is my cue. Everybody ready? Let's roll into a Thursday. All right, here we go. Made it through Hump Day. We begin rolling toward Super Bowl weekend. Does anybody care? Some do, some don't. But a big party weekend. Opportunity to get together, eat some chicken wings, watch some football. All right, get things underway. Not every day you get woke up to the rumble of thunder at the midnight hour when it's 32 degrees. That's what we've got outside the secret bunker at this hour. An actual thunderstorm. You had a little bit of icing because we've been hovering right at the 31, and then we bumped up to 32 just before the midnight hour. But yeah, there's a little bit of everything out there. What are you rolling in? It might be heavy rain, it might be sleet, it might be freezing rain, or maybe even some snow. Depends on where you are. But our storm system has definitely come together. Yeah, even the possibility of some stronger storms overnight. We are seeing some heavier cells. Yeah, down into central Kentucky, some rumbles of thunder from Louisville to Lexington. As I said, right outside the secret bunker here in southwest Ohio. Several decent rumbles of thunder in the last little bit. Yeah, heavy rain over through eastern Ohio and western West Virginia. Somewhere when you get over toward eastern portions of West Virginia, and then right on into West Virginia, northern Virginia, on over into portions of Maryland. It may be sleet, it may be freezing rain. We do have the actual ice storm warnings where we're going to see significant ice accumulations, treacherous travel conditions in parts of Pennsylvania and West Virginia. Just a couple of the advisories with the ice storm warnings in effect until the noon hour Thursday. Significant icing expected overnight and Thursday morning. Accumulations between 1/4 and 1/2 inch from freezing rain, which is going to be preceded by some snow and sleet of maybe 1 inch or less. Higher elevations, especially the Laurel Highlands, the South Central Mountains. This is from the Weather Service office in State College, Pennsylvania. We take you to the Pittsburgh Weather Service office. And again, we're talking significant icing, little or no snow accumulation. But ice accumulations, maybe 1/4 to a little over 1/4 of an inch in Pennsylvania. The higher elevations of Fayette, Westmoreland, Indiana counties. In West Virginia there, eastern Preston and Tucker counties. So, of course, we're talking power outages, tree damage likely with the ice accretions, and travel conditions maybe impossible. One thing you will want to check if you're attempting to move freight in Pennsylvania tonight. 24 hours ago, we had been breaking down the list of roadways and interstates with absolute commercial vehicle bans across the board. That list has actually expanded. Some of the warnings were slated to kick in at 7 o'clock this past evening, others 10 o'clock. Most of this were kind of bumped up till somewhere between 10 o'clock and the midnight hour. They're all in effect now as the storm is beginning to move into Pennsylvania. Download the 511 PA app. Yeah, that's going to give you all the latest on those commercial vehicle closures. You can't get from point A to point B. Let me see. 511pa.com. is what you'd want to download to check out where you can and cannot travel tonight. Welcome aboard the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive, live from the Hot Shot Secret Studios. So they've been talking about this storm for days now. It's going to be rather widespread and impactful, taking shape across the Midwest and the Northeast. A little bit of everything. Rain, freezing rain, sleet through the day Thursday. Air travel, road travel will be severely impacted from the Midwest to the Mid-Atlantic and New England coastlines as this storm trudges eastward. Power outages are a major concern with the buildup of freezing rain on trees and power lines, which will be followed by strong winds sweeping in behind the storm. Now, through the evening and overnight hours, we saw some accumulating snow across Montana and the Dakotas, all advancing east through the Great Lakes, northern Wisconsin, northern lower Michigan, and the UP. There's actually some blizzard warnings in place for portions of the UP of Michigan tonight. Snowflakes continue to spread across southern Canada and into portions of New England as the storm progresses offshore later on Thursday, primarily bringing the highest snowfall amounts to the Adirondack, the Green, and the White Mountains. On the warmer southern flank of the storm, yet rain and thunderstorms soaking locations from the Tennessee Valley to the North Carolina coastline. Some of these thunderstorms that develop can be feisty enough to produce some hail and some intense wind gusts. Some could be strong enough to bring down tree branches. Along the leading edge of this storm, moisture's going to be clashing with the cold air in place across portions of the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Northeast. That's going to be the corridor of sleet and freezing rain. Looking at the radar, it's very difficult for me to pinpoint where the colors are pink and purple. I think the purples are more of the sleet. The pink, there's a lot of pink. They're in northern Virginia, moving into southern portions of Pennsylvania tonight. So an icing scenario, the storm sweeping across the central and eastern states, bringing a swath of hazardous freezing rain through the day Thursday. Some of the major metropolitan areas that will experience at least a glaze of ice, but not limited to Chicago, to Detroit, to Cleveland, Ohio. Significant accumulations, which they say anything more than 1/10 of an inch, may impact locations from northern Indiana, northern Ohio, through Pennsylvania, eastern West Virginia, western Maryland, and northwest Virginia. The core of this ice is going to be developing overnight, tonight into Thursday morning. That spells trouble for the morning commuters along some of the heavily traveled roadways, Interstate 76, 80, 81, and 90. By the time the snow threat reaches New England tonight, most of the plowable snow will be confined to the mountainous terrain. At least an inch of snow may fall as far south as the I-95 corridor. The forecast between Wednesday night and Thursday morning going to be monitored very closely across the New York City metro. The type of precip that falls will be highly dependent on exactly how low the temperatures drop tonight. If the atmosphere's cold enough, you could see a burst of snow pressing into the Big Apple at the onset of the storm, lining up with the Thursday morning commute. The window will be rather brief, but it might allow for at least an inch of snow to fall before the temperatures rise and things transition to sleet and eventually plain old rain. Through the day Thursday, temperatures will be rising as the storm advances toward the New England coastal area. Temperatures warming to the 40-degree mark by the afternoon hours. That'll pretty much melt any of the snow that fell through the overnight hours. Now, the thunderstorm threat, some of these thunderstorms begin bubbling up this past evening. As I mentioned, some rumbles of thunder outside the secret bunker. I know Eskimo Mom posted about an hour and a half ago that they were right about the freezing mark and having lightning alerts. They're up toward the Dayton, Ohio area. Most of the thunderstorms that develop are going to be south of the Ohio River, primarily Kentucky and into maybe northern portions of Tennessee. Kind of remain weather aware as these storms erupt overnight tonight. As the storm departs, that's when the winds begin kicking. 40 miles per hour winds will be picking up from Wisconsin to Michigan. Any fallen snow from the past day and overnight tonight will be blowing and reducing visibility. By Friday, winds will be peaking along the higher terrain in the Laurel Highlands, northern areas in Pennsylvania, before ramping up across the Green and White Mountains. Could see winds later in the day, Thursday into Friday, reaching maybe 65 miles per hour. Kind of an ugly way to roll into a Thursday, but that's what you get with Mother Nature. All right, as we progress through the overnight hours, AccuWeather, they informed us there on Groundhog's Day they were going to be giving their long-term outlook as we head toward the spring, the transition of the seasons. Indeed, they did break it down for us this past day, what the expectation is, how much more winter weather do we have before we begin to transition into more spring-like weather. Hello to Philly Dan. Good morning. Yes, he said we got some bad weather coming. Ice. Good afternoon. Larry, hammer down. Be safe. 21 degrees in New Paltz, New York. It's round number 3 to Schenectady tonight. Marianne is in the house. Hello, Pappy. Saddle up, nocturnal listeners. The midnight hour on the eve of Friday. Rain, go away. He's showing 36 degrees there, Harrison, Ohio. Light rain and drizzle in the air. Had to break down and actually go see the doctor. Got some antibiotics to try to kick this crud. You got the crud again, Pappy. Wow. NyQuil took its effect last night. I dozed off. Stay warm, stay healthy, hammer down, and be safe. Actually, Pappy, I wasn't even aware you'd come down with something just like Knucklebuster did. He was out last night. I suspect he's probably not feeling a whole lot better, but all over the country, they say if you've been dealing with an illness over the last several weeks, you are not alone. Respiratory illness rates are high. Some schools in our area have been closed. Area hospitals being put on diversion status due to the influx of patients. In our area, in the metro, there's a township, Fairfield, where they posted that area hospitals were on diversion status due to the number of patients. Hospitals asking EMS to only bring patients with life-threatening situations. They said that also means if you come into the ER, the wait time is going to be long for non-critical or non-urgent patients. If you experience a medical emergency, they said still call 911. But the hospitals are trained to triage the right patients, firefighters, that is. Patients can experience longer wait times for non-emergency issues. If you don't feel well, and all you're looking for is to know, maybe confirm if it's the flu or COVID, you can buy flu tests over the counter. You can, of course, get the over-the-counter flu test, fever-reducing medications. All we can say is hydrate and get your rest. Influenza cases are surging across the nation, they tell us. Emergency department visits are very high for diagnosed influenza. Ohio, Indiana, high for Kentucky. Indiana was high. Kentucky's in the moderate range. But hospitalizations are trending upward compared to the 5-year average. It's a nasty flu season. So it could be the flu. It could be COVID. It could be the norovirus. It could be pneumonia. All these things going around. This time of year. 'Tis the cold and flu season.
At Hot Shot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems and their solutions. For example,
diesel fuel cetane levels.
In many states, the cetane rating in diesel fuel is 42 to 45. Most diesel engines operate more efficiently with a cetane rating of 48 to 50. One treatment of Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme will raise your cetane 7 points, increase fuel economy, and improve cold starts. Due to a cleaner burn, there are less hydrocarbons and particulate matter in your exhaust. This reduces the blockage of your diesel particulate filter. Using Diesel Extreme generates 83% less DPF regeneration. The 6-in-1 Diesel Extreme formula also includes the most concentrated detergent on the market, lubricity enhancer, water demulsifier, rust and corrosion inhibitors, and a fuel stabilizer.
Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme is available nationwide at truck stops, fine farm and auto stores, and online at hotshotsecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Do you have a Dodge pickup and hate your automatic transmission? Of course you do. LaVon Miller at Firepunk Diesel here, and we specialize in heavy-duty and performance transmissions for your 3-quarter or 1-ton Cummins-powered truck. So if you're interested in turning your stock slush box into a towing monster, call us today at 614-733-3744 or visit us online at shop.firepunk.com.
For anything diesel, take it to Scheid Diesel. They provide a wide variety of services and diagnostics to determine what the problem is with the latest technology. From simple oil changes and preventative maintenance to fuel system diagnostics and repairs, engine rebuilds and cylinder head repairs, and rebuilds with our in-house machine shop. They also have on-site DPF cleaning for exhaust issues and DOT inspections. If your diesel is asking for some attention, Scheid Diesel has the specialist you need for anything diesel. Located in Terre Haute and Lafayette, Indiana, and Effingham, Illinois. Scheid Diesel has you covered.
All right, around the country, as always, it's 844-844-3388. Jolly Green Giant hasn't checked in a while. Good morning, Jolly Green.
Hey, good morning, Steve, and all the cartoon characters out there. Yeah, the weather's just a little bit strange tonight. Our company is not allowing anyone to go above Indy on Interstate 65. Interstate 65 is shut down from Remington all the way up. I was on the phone talking to an Oshkosh driver, a friend of mine, of our Oshkosh terminal, and they are in the ice, and Chicago is icing over, and a lot of our drivers are turning around and going back. Now, Jolly Green Giant is running his run, and my run is running. I'm in the rain. I'm right near Brazil, Indiana, heading toward Effingham, Illinois, and I'm just in rain, and the temperature is a steady 35 degrees. But Sex Maniac, Flash, and one of our drivers, Orlando, they were turned to Indianapolis, so they're not going north at all. It is icing over in Toledo and Michigan, like what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I've got another friend out of the Columbus terminal who goes to Cleveland. They sent him to Manfield. I don't know if he's going to Columbus tonight or not. But one good thing, Indy is salting the roads down on 465 in Indy, and they are salting the roads down from Shelbyville all the way to Indianapolis on Interstate 74. So that's all good news. Like I said, I am running. I'm not having any problems at all. I'm just in steady rain, sometimes heavy rain. And no, I'm not seeing, and yes, I was on the phone with some drivers that were going to Toledo. They were in that lightning that you were talking about, that Eskimo Mom was talking about, from, and I'm talking about northern Ohio on Interstate 75 above Dayton. So so we are dealing with quite a bit of weather. Breeze, who calls your show sometimes, he goes down to Louisville, and I haven't heard from him tonight, but I'm sure he's okay. So he takes 71 down to Louisville. So that's really about it, Steve. I just want to let you know that I'm not having any problems. But Sex Maniac right now is going to Indy because none of those guys are being allowed to go above Indy on Interstate 65 tonight.
Gotcha.
Because it's all iced over.
Okay? Yes, sir.
So
absolutely.
That's about it, man.
Good update.
Either way, I am listening, Steve, believe it or not. I may not call all the time, but I am listening to your show. Okay?
Thank you
all
much.
Right?
Appreciate the update. There you go. Live report. Yeah, what I'm seeing on the radar, it's rain and pockets of heavier rain from just south of our area, again, down to Louisville. Looks like some of the rain may not be showing up on the radar, so Jolly Green should be getting into lighter precipitation. I'm not seeing much of anything between like Bloomington, Indiana, on over to Effingham, Illinois. It's the heavy rains, again, through northern and eastern Kentucky, much of West Virginia. Now you get up into north central, northwest Ohio. You still have some freezing rain up toward the Fort Wayne area. It's maybe a mix of freezing rain and sleet from areas from Fort Wayne to Marion, Ohio, up to the Toledo area. Looks like there's more freezing rain east of Columbus. Some of that may be what direction everything moving, kind of moving north-northwest. So Columbus may kind of thread the eye of the needle, but as far as the heavier ice accretions, it looks like Pennsylvania and New York are the areas that are really going to get hammered pretty hard. Let me mention Pennsylvania once again, where the DOT has updated their list of closed roadways for all commercial vehicle traffic. That's level tier number 4 closures due to the ice storm. Expecting significant weather overnight tonight and into Thursday. Snow followed by sleet and freezing rain. Due to the icy roads anticipated, PennDOT and the Pennsylvania Turnpike restricting travel for commercial vehicles on a number of roadways. It is a long list. The list of interstates and highways impacted has actually expanded since the bans were initially announced back on Tuesday evening. The start time of some of those restrictions were pushed back. Most of them kicked in officially at the midnight hour here about 30 minutes ago. But again, follow the 511pa.com for the latest on the closures there. Plenty of updates to bring your way as we get the new day started here. And the phone line's open, obviously, at 844-3388. Shorty is rolling I-95 southbound Brunswick, Georgia. He's at 64 degrees. Orlando turnaround number 2 tonight. We'll get to some of our other listening friends checking in here. What's on your mind? Hope your week's going well. Yeah, it is Friday Eve, is it not? The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive.
USA Radio News, I'm Anthony Lucero. President Trump is banning transgender athletes from women's sports.
He signed an executive order Wednesday.
We will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women.
The order directs the Department of Justice and other federal agencies to interpret Title IX rules as banning transgender women and girls from participating in female sports. I'm Brian Shook.
A list of employees who investigated Capitol riot cases has been turned over by the FBI to the Justice Department.
According to multiple reports, the agency handed over agent and personnel information to DOJ leadership Tuesday afternoon, which included titles and employee ID numbers of 5,000 people. This comes as agents filed a lawsuit earlier this week against the Department of Justice. John Sommers, USA Radio News.
From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
In today's troubled world, our USA Armed Forces stand ready to protect you and our American way of life. When veterans return to civilian life, they deserve your recognition and support. You can help put vets to work by donating your car, truck, or van to Patriotic Hearts. Your donation will directly support programs to help vets find jobs or even start their own business. Donate today for fast, free pickup of your vehicle, running or not. Operators are standing by to answer questions about making a tax-deductible vehicle donation. Find out how you can make a difference in the life of a United States veteran. Call 800-209-4580 for 24-hour response. Call 800-209-4580. 800-209-4580. That's 800-209-4580.
Doc's Diesel is your one-stop online shop for diesel filter maintenance. Genuine quality, third-party tested filters for Cummins, Powerstroke, Duramax, and EcoDiesel trucks. Doc's cuts out the middleman and those pesky markups you often find from OMEs, dealerships, and parts stores. We make ordering easy with filter kits, subscriptions, and even dealer sign-ups if you have a fleet. Purchase your filters at www.docsdiesel.com and receive 10% off when you use code SOMMERS10. Doc's Diesel, your one-stop shop for diesel maintenance.
Do you have a Dodge pickup and hate your automatic transmission? Of course you do. LaVon Miller at Firepunk Diesel here, and we specialize in heavy-duty and performance transmissions for your 3/4 or 1-ton Cummins-powered truck. So if you're interested in turning your stock slush box into a towing monster, call us today at 614-733-3744 or visit us online at shop.firepunk.com.
Winter is here. When the temperature drops, so does your truck's performance. Avoid fuel gelling by using Hot Shot Secret's EDT Plus Winter Defense, a 7-in-1 fuel booster and anti-gel that improves cold weather performance. The 7-point cetane boost decreases DPF regens and increases fuel economy. Be confident that your engine is running smoothly and trouble-free, even in the coldest temperatures. Hot Shot Secret EDT Plus Winter Defense, available at Pilot Flying J, Amazon, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and HotShotSecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
For anything diesel, take it to Shy Diesel. They provide a wide variety of services and diagnostics to determine what the problem is with the latest technology. From simple oil changes and preventative maintenance to fuel system diagnostics and repairs, engine rebuilds and cylinder head repairs, and rebuilds with our in-house machine shop. They also have on-site DPF cleaning for exhaust issues and DOT inspections. If your diesel is asking for some attention, Shy Diesel has the specialist you need for anything diesel. Located in Terre Haute and Lafayette, Indiana, and Effingham, Illinois, Shy Diesel has you covered.
Increase fuel economy up to 7.9% with Hot Shot Secret Gasoline Extreme, the solution to maximize your engine's performance and fuel economy. Whether you're driving a sports car or a daily commuter, Gasoline Extreme is specially formulated with PEA to deep clean. Don't settle for an average driving experience. Upgrade to Hot Shot Secret Gasoline Extreme and go further on each tank. Order now on Amazon or HotShotSecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Hey truckers, this is Steve Darnell from the hit TV show Vegas Rat Rods. Check it out. Industrial Injection has been a leader in the diesel heavy-duty industry since 1985. Whether you are looking to keep your truck on the road, you are a hard-working farmer feeding America, an over-the-seas mariner, a miner, or a construction craftsman, Industrial Injection can help keep your heavy-duty rigs and equipment running so you can keep America thriving. Get all your turbochargers, injection pumps, injectors, and engine parts at industrialinjection.com. Industrial Injection, the place to go for all your diesel parts needs.
Keep the bugs off your glass and the smokies off your ass. This is the Overnight Drive with Steve Sommers.
We roll into a brand new day. Turn the page on the calendar where we have the 6th day of February already. Good morning, Brain Dead. Happy Thirsty Thursday, as he says. As we send Wacky Wednesday packing, well, it's a night off for me, as there was nothing to do tonight. So I'll be up for a few, but it's 5 days till pitchers and catchers report, 15 days till spring training. Opening day, 50 days away. Countdown, Daytona 500, 10 days away. And the NHRA Gator Nationals kick off the NHRA season in 30 days. Thank you very much. Hello to Bob there in Michigan. Jeffrey on board. Good morning, Steve. The Overnight family. Ready for another fantastic show. Let's see if we can live up to your expectations. He says you never disappoint. Okay. Rubber Duck, home sweet home. A little coating of ice on the railing. Yeah, lost a day trying to get to the bottom of the start problem. So it's Fort Wayne for me after the thaw. Be safe, gang. Stay warm. On down to Stephen, the overnight team. Good morning. All the truckers on the road every day and night keeping the stores supplied. You guys are the best. Getting ready to hit the road tonight. Hopefully. Yeah, we'll have too much ice in Northern Virginia. There's Jerry. Good morning. Hello to all out on the road. Thank you for everything you do. You're definitely my hero. Thanks to Hot Shot Secret for keeping the trucks running the best they can. And thanks to the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive for another awesome show in the overnight hours. Tell them you love them every chance you get. Tomorrow is never promised to anyone. All right, Gary is on board. Hello, Gary. He's chatting with some folks out there. Eskimo Mom, howdy, Overnight Drive Nation. Happy Friday Eve. 43 days till spring. I'm ready, Eskimo Mom. Yeah, we got a Jim Cantori moment going on. We had lightning and temperatures near the freezing mark. Some freezing rain or very cold rain, to say the least. You got to stop in Louisville before heading to my store. Yeah, we're foggy and 35 in Sharonville, Ohio. Be careful going into the icy areas. Yeah, I-75 in my home area is indeed experiencing some travel challenges. So she's up there toward, I believe, up the Dayton, Ohio area, that region. So kind of the dividing line right there with the freezing temperatures. Hello to Cap and Ron, checking in. 65 degrees, rolling through Ocala, Florida tonight. Load was an hour late. Surprise, surprise. Oh, and Semper Fi to Truck and Fill. There you go. You can pick up the slack for Knucklebuster there because he's under the weather. Buckeye Boy, Ackworth, Georgia, 64 degrees. It's still very warm in the southern tier of the country. Delivery went well. Hit some showers on the way back home, but got to get up relatively early to go check on the loading of the trucks for a new customer tomorrow, and possibly headed to New Orleans if one of them has an issue getting back from South Carolina. I really don't want to go, as it's a 0600 a.m. Central Time delivery, and I hate those early deliveries. Anyway, Donald Trump continues to rock 'em, sock 'em. The philosophy the left doesn't know what to do to keep their heads from exploding. I love it. Have a great night. Everybody be careful. Lauren Weiss, two-time world champion bull hauler, 29 degrees in Brooklyn, Iowa tonight. Got the powerful chrome-plated cow truck sliding south on a hockey rink. I like to find positives in all situations, and tonight I discover that my sphincter muscle is still as strong as ever. That's scary. Special shout out to the trucking icon Hall of Famer, the Carolina Monkey Gouger from the Corn Patch. Still haven't heard from the Gouger. I keep thinking night after night I need to dial him up, and then I'll be sitting here saying, oh, it's already 11 o'clock. I don't want to wake him up, and I got to get an update. Yeah, what's going on with the Gouger out there? Who else on board? Hello, Roki. Good to have you on board. Once lived in an 1880s house outside of Waynesville, Ohio. Had a tin roof. During one ice storm, as the temperatures rose, the ice would break off a tree, which covered most of the house. And my wife would holler out, "Someone's walking on the roof." Yes, indeed. All right, let's see. Pappy said, under the weather again. He said, I don't think I actually ever got rid of it to begin with when he had several weeks. That's like a month ago. So still trying to kick it, I guess, right? Okay. We did say hello to the Jolly Green Giant. Yes, indeed. Brian says, freezing rain with lightning in northeast Indiana. High pressure pumping. Ice in Toledo. Yes. Lightning in the sky. It's bizarre, isn't it? All right. It's 844-844-3388. So the northern tier of the country, it is kind of a rinse and repeat pattern with multiple winter storms impacting the Midwest and Northeast right on through at least this weekend, while locations in the South, you're cashing in on the opposite weather pattern. This swath of abnormally warm conditions continues to expand eastward. Outside of the southwest and southern plains, this wave of spring-like conditions. We have indeed seen record-breaking temperatures earlier in the week. Numerous records were broken from the southwest all the way into the Ohio Valley as we kicked this pattern off Monday. On Monday alone, 75 high-temperature records were tied or broken around the country. That record-challenging warmth continues to migrate eastward into the south-central and southeastern states. So we could see some additional records as the week continues. Several temperature records were broke across the Ohio Valley, long-standing records dating back to the late 1800s. Among those were included Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio, as well as Lexington, Kentucky. Most locations across the south, central, and Gulf Coast will see afternoon temperatures peaking in the 70s or even 80s right on through the day ahead Thursday. Widespread highs in the 60s, expanding from parts of Oklahoma and northern Arkansas through the Tennessee Valley and the Mid-Atlantic through the day as well. Some spots across the southeast will have a passing shower, maybe even a rumble of thunder as that peak heat sets up this week. Most areas from the south central states will remain mostly dry. The core of the moisture this week from the storms is going to be concentrated from the Tennessee Valley northward. All right, while records will be in jeopardy through the midweek across the south, the number of potential records at risk will be peaking here on Thursday, where you're going to be talking 15 to as much as 25 degrees above average for early February in parts of the southeast. Little Rock, Arkansas, Nashville, Tennessee, among some of the cities projected to crush their daily record highs today by several degrees. The warm pattern is set to surge again for some locations right into the weekend. Some areas will see high temperatures Saturday, maybe even a few degrees higher than you've seen here at midweek. Records will be in jeopardy once again. It looks like by Super Bowl Sunday, a little bit of a reality check, the cooler pattern is expected to expand across the south. But enjoy the warmer temperatures while you have them, right? Pup is on the line. Good morning, Pup.
Hey, how are you today, Steve?
Well, I'm doing all right. Just rain outside our studio. Just rain. We had a little bit of icing on the trees earlier, but most of that I guess we've got above freezing now. It's kind of dripping and melting away.
I was hoping to make it south of Dayton, but I got going out of Fort Wayne about 20 minutes late out of the gate. By the time I got to Van Wert, my defroster couldn't keep up, and I was having a heck of a time seeing and stuff, and because of the ice. And then come back, called everybody, said, I'm coming back here. Okay, I wasn't the first one, but the roads were pretty decent shape. But I'll tell you what, when that lightning and sleet and rain all came at one time, that was something else. I mean, I've seen thunder snow and I've seen all kinds of stuff, but that was first for me. It was just ice, sleet, and with that thunder. And I'll tell you what, that was like a spring thunderstorm.
Yeah,
I mean, the thunder was, and that wasn't just sky lightning, that was bolt lightning and stuff, so. But we made it back. The state highways really aren't too bad and stuff. I lost traction one time, but the county roads and city roads are horrible. I mean, they're just terrible. So.
Okay.
But other than that, that's all I had to report. I'm glad Jolly Green's company's keeping them south of Indy, because north of Indy, I mean, I don't know what happened up there on 65. Maybe you could check that, but like he said, it's been closed for quite a while. So.
Oh yeah, okay. I haven't seen anything on that.
Yeah, like if you'd go to Google Maps, you would see that that's closed because of all the dot dashes and stuff on there and what have you, and everything. So that's all I had for you. We'll be sitting back listening and having a skull buster here in the nice warm barn.
All right. And a little time off the road, thanks to Mother Nature. All right, it is 844-844-3388. We'll be back into the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive.
Do you have a Dodge pickup and hate your automatic transmission? Of course you do. Levon Miller at Firepunk Diesel here, and we specialize in heavy-duty and performance transmissions for your 3-quarter or 1-ton Cummins powered truck. So if you're interested in turning your stock slush box into a towing monster, call us today at 614-733-3744 or visit us online at shop.firepunk.com.
For anything diesel, take it to Scheid Diesel. They provide a wide variety of services and diagnostics to determine what the problem is with the latest technology. From simple oil changes and preventative maintenance to fuel system diagnostics and repairs, engine rebuilds and cylinder head repairs, and rebuilds with our in-house machine shop. They also have on-site DPF cleaning for exhaust issues and DOT inspections. If your diesel is asking for some attention, Scheid Diesel has the specialist you need for anything diesel. Located in Terre Haute and Lafayette, Indiana, and Effingham, Illinois. Scheid Diesel has you covered.
Winter is here. When the temperature drops, so does your truck's performance. Avoid fuel gelling by using Hot Shot Secret's EDT Plus Winter Defense, a 7-in-1 fuel booster and anti-gel that improves cold weather performance. The 7-point cetane boost decreases DPF regens and increases fuel economy. Be confident that your engine is running smoothly and trouble-free, even in the coldest temperatures. Hot Shot Secret EDT Plus Winter Defense, available at Pilot Flying J, Amazon, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and HotShotSecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Doc's Diesel is your one-stop online shop for diesel filter maintenance. Genuine quality, third-party tested filters for Cummins, PowerStroke, Duramax, and EcoDiesel trucks. Doc's cuts out the middleman and those pesky markups you often find from OMEs, dealerships, and parts stores. We make ordering easy with filter kits, subscriptions, and even dealer sign-ups if you have a fleet. Purchase your filters at www.docsdiesel.com and receive 10% off when you use code SOMMERS10. Doc's Diesel, your one-stop shop for diesel maintenance.
Now we'll get to some of the other headlines out there, developments over the past 24 hours. Yeah, all the tariff discussion earlier in the week. Yeah, the agreements between the U.S., Mexico, Canada, 30 days or reprieve to kind of wait and see if both of the countries live up to their promises to beef up border security, do what they can to stop the flow of drugs into our country. Well, from the southern border, a line of Mexican National Guard and Army trucks rumbled along the border, separating Juarez and El Paso this past day, as the first of some 10,000 officers that Mexico will be sending to the northern frontier after the threats for tariffs. Masked and armed National Guard members picking through brush running along the border barrier on the outskirts of Ciudad Juarez, pulling out makeshift ladders and ropes tucked away in the trenches, pulling them on the trucks. Patrols were also seen on other parts of the border near Tijuana after what has been a rather turbulent week along the border, after Trump announced he was going to delay imposing the tariffs for at least a month. In exchange, Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum promised that she would send the National Guard to reinforce the border and crack down on the fentanyl smuggling. Now, Trump has declared an emergency on the border in terms of migration and drug trafficking. The U.S. said in turn it would do more to stop American guns from being trafficked into Mexico that's been used to fuel the cartel violence, which has rippled into other parts of the country as the criminal gangs fight to control the lucrative drug trade, the smuggling industry. Now, it was on Tuesday the first of those forces arrived in border cities. Climbing out of government planes, Guard members in the Wednesday patrol confirmed that they were indeed part of the new force. At least 1,650 officers were expected to be sent to Ciudad Juarez, one of the biggest receivers of border reinforcements in the country, second only to Tijuana, where 1,949 personnel are slated to be sent. As Secretary of State Marco Rubio continues his trip through Latin America, where migration was the top discussion. The top American diplomat thanking the Mexican government for the forces, according to the statement from Mexico. The negotiation by Sheinbaum was viewed by observers as a bit of a shrewd political move by the newly elected Mexican leader. Many had cast doubt that she would be able to navigate Trump's presidency as effectively as her predecessor, Lopez Obrador. So, one step at a time, the developments taking place. Meanwhile, the discussion 24 hours ago, we had a lot of discussion about Trump's statements about taking over Gaza. And one of the first things I mentioned was when we're talking about government spending, he was alluding to, participating in rebuilding Gaza. What did he referenced it like the Riviera of the Middle East. And I said, what is that going to cost? Why? We're trying to cut government spending. They clarified a bit this past day. The press secretary said the Trump administration does not intend to pay for the reconstruction of Gaza, nor have we made any commitment to send U.S. troops to the region. Now, that on the heels of President Trump suggesting Palestinian refugees be permanently resettled elsewhere, and that the United States might stage a long-term takeover of the vacated region. He also said he was not ruling out deploying U.S. troops, but during Wednesday's press briefing, I believe it said Trump did not commit to sending troops to Gaza, nor will U.S. taxpayers be paying the tab, fund the rebuilding of the Strip. She says, quote, it's been made very clear to the president the United States needs to be involved in the rebuilding effort to ensure stability in the region, but that does not mean boots on the ground in Gaza. It does not mean American taxpayers will be funding this. It means Donald Trump, who is the best deal maker on the planet, is going to strike a deal with our partners in the region. He will work with our partners with the goal of lasting peace in the Middle East for all people. Now, she did add that Palestinians in Gaza would need to be temporarily relocated, despite Trump's suggestion that this displacement would be permanent. Pointing to a photo of the destruction in Gaza, she said, this is an uninhabitable place for human beings right now. Do you really think that families can live their dream in a region that looks like this with no running water, no electricity? Now, the reaction to Trump's remarks among Israeli politicians had been almost unanimously positive and excited. Allies and adversaries swiftly rejecting and denouncing Trump's plans for Gaza, but differing opinions. But I was glad to hear we're not going to foot the tab for that, because that's going to be billions of dollars if they really attempt to rebuild that place. And it's been done so many times before. How many times do you bomb the hell out of some place, you go in and you rebuild, and when things get back to a semblance of normalcy, historically, Hamas does something stupid and kicks off another barrage of bombardment from the Israeli side. Why? Over and over again. And, of course, one of the biggest stories of the day, the latest executive order on Wednesday to ban transgender athletes from participating in girls' and women's sports. The order, entitled Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports, gives federal agencies wide latitude to ensure entities that receive federal funding abide by Title IX, in alignment with the Trump administration's view, which interprets sex as the gender someone was assigned at birth. With this executive order, the war on women's sports is over, said Trump. The signing ceremony in the East Room that included lawmakers and female athletes, many who had come out in support of such a ban, including the likes of Riley Gaines. Press Secretary Leavitt said this upholds the promise of Title IX and will require immediate action, including enforcement action against schools and athletic associations that deny women single-sex sports and single-sex locker rooms. Now, this coincided with National Girls and Women in Sports Day yesterday. This is just the latest in the string of executive actions. All right, Trump found during the campaign that this topic kind of resonated beyond the usual party lines. More than half voters surveyed by the Associated Press said support for transgender rights in government and society has gone too far. All right, trying to set the record straight here. 844-844-3388. Back following a news break.
Let's face it, winter is here. When the temperature drops, so does your truck's performance. You know what I'm talking about. The hard cold starts, rough idling, and fuel gelling. Avoid these problems by using Hot Shot Secret's EDT Plus Winter Defense. EDT Plus Winter Defense is a concentrated 7-in-1 fuel booster and anti-gel that prevents gelling and improves engine performance in the coldest of climates. The 7-point cetane boost decreases DPF regens, increases fuel economy and winter operability, plus the lubricity protection of LX4 to extend fuel system life. With EDT Plus Winter Defense, you can be confident that your engine is running smoothly and trouble-free, even in the coldest temperatures. Hot Shot Secret EDT Plus Winter Defense is available at Pilot Flying J truck stops, Amazon, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and HotShotSecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Do you have a Dodge pickup and hate your automatic transmission? Of course you do. LaVon Miller at Firepunk Diesel here, and we specialize in heavy-duty and performance transmissions for your 3-quarter or 1-ton Cummins-powered truck. So if you're interested in turning your stock slush box into a towing monster, call us today at 614-733-3744 or visit us online at shop.firepunk.com.
For anything diesel, take it to Shy Diesel. They provide a wide variety of services and diagnostics to determine what the problem is with the latest technology. From simple oil changes and preventative maintenance to fuel system diagnostics and repairs, engine rebuilds and cylinder head repairs, and rebuilds with our in-house machine shop. They also have on-site DPF cleaning for exhaust issues and DOT inspections. If your diesel is asking for some attention, Shy Diesel has the specialist you need for anything diesel. Located in Terre Haute and Lafayette, Indiana, and Effingham, Illinois. Shy Diesel has you covered.
USA Radio News, I'm Anthony Lucero. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is promising continued support for Israel.
Supplied munitions that were previously not supplied that are useful in eradicating radical enemies, and we are committed to continuing to do so.
During a meeting at the Pentagon with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Hegseth said the Defense Department under Trump is laser focused on reviving the warrior ethos on rebuilding America's military. When questioned by reporters, Hegseth was non-committal on sending troops to Gaza, saying all options are being explored. Netanyahu called Hegseth a great and stalwart friend of Israel. President Trump's facing backlash over his proposals for the U.S. to take over Gaza.
Here's reporter Giles Gibson.
Saudi Arabia's government has said in a statement that it rejects any attempts to displace the Palestinian people from their land.
Trump made the suggestion following his meeting at the White House yesterday with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who said the plan is worthy of pursuing. Trump added, with U.S. redevelopment, Gaza could be the Riviera of the Middle East. John Sommers, USA Radio News.
Several Several suspects have been arrested after some of the fires in San Diego last month.
San Diego police say at least 3 of the larger fires started in homeless camps, and the suspects in a series of incidents overall are now being identified. 66-year-old Joseph O'Connor is being charged with recklessly starting a fire after the incident in Rancho Bernardo. 31-year-old Sanisha Smith is being charged with arson after a small fire in Mission Valley, with police still looking for the suspects in the larger fire. 2 other men have been charged with arson as well. I'm Jack Cronin.
Argentina has announced they are pulling out of the World Health Organization.
This comes after a similar move from President Trump last month. A spokesperson for Argentina's president said President Milei won't allow the WHO to intervene in our sovereignty, much less than our health. Trump also announced on his first day back in the White House that he was withdrawing the U.S. from the WHO, bringing criticism from public health experts. I'm Lisa Taylor.
From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
With all the recent violent protests, looting, and destruction, some areas are considering either defunding or abolishing the police. At a time when America's neighborhoods need the protection of police the most, some elected officials would rather create more chaos by playing politics. If you're sick of elected officials caving in to demands of the radical left, you're not alone. It's time we stand up and declare our support for local police. The majority of police officers are important partners in protecting our God-given rights. If you prefer freedom over chaos, then learn how you can help protect the local police that serve your community. Call today and request your free Support Your Local Police info packet. Dial 800-JBS-USA-1. That's 800-JBS-USA-1. Request your free Support Your Local Police info packet by calling 800-JBS-USA-1 today.
A historically black church now owns a trademark to the name of a far-right organization tied to acts of political and racial violence.
This after a Superior Court judge in Washington, D.C. awarded ownership of the Proud Boys trademark to the Metropolitan African Methodist Episcopal Church. The decision comes after the church sued the Proud Boys for vandalism that followed a 2020 rally supporting Donald Trump. A judge awarded the church nearly $3 million in 2023 after the group failed to respond to the lawsuit. This week's decision also bars the group from trying to sell, transfer, or license the trademark without the permission of the church. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
The National Women's Soccer League is agreeing to a $5 million settlement over the mistreatment of players.
The attorneys general from New York, Illinois, and Washington, D.C. say their investigation revealed years of abuse across the country. And the league has now agreed to set up a $5 million fund to compensate players who were impacted. In San Diego, a lawsuit was filed by a group of former employees who said they were mistreated by the Wave, and former team president Jill Ellis, who has since left the club, filed a counter-defamation lawsuit against one of the employees. I'm Jack Cronin.
A new study suggests people feel better in the morning and worse late at night.
The study, published in the journal BMJ Mental Health, found that people generally reported better mental health and well-being earlier in the day. They also said they felt happier and more satisfied with life. Researchers said that while there's a correlation, they can't be certain time of day affects mental health. I'm Michael Kastner.
And I'm Anthony Lucero, USA Radio News.
In a study, it was found that 33% of 44 herbal supplements had no trace of the advertised herb. Don't let that happen to you. Hi, this is Dr. Mitch. If you want to ensure quality, go to TotalWellness.com. Supplements made for physicians, only now available to you too. TotalWellness.com, helping you to look good, feel good, and enjoy total wellness.
As an independent trucker, you work hard to meet your goals. The Owner-Operator Independent Drivers Association has been helping small business truckers for over 50 years with benefits, services, information, and discounts. You work hard, but OOIDA works even harder to give you advantages that large fleets enjoy. And all of our programs support our representation on your behalf in Washington, D.C. Become a member at OOIDA.com, making a difference in the lives of truckers.
Fuel filtration is a big deal. Poorly filtered diesel fuel can damage injection systems, reduce efficiency, and rob horsepower, among other things. By removing the water, air, and debris from fuel, fast fuel systems can triple the life of your injection system while restoring power, optimizing fuel economy, and more. Not sure what your truck needs? Give us a call at 636-433-5410 or learn more at fastride.com.
Because Channel 19's a little congested. Call Steve now at 844-844-3388. The Overnight Drive.
All right, as we take a look at some industry headlines. Starting in the state of Louisiana, state police providing some details on a recent joint operation targeting human trafficking that involved commercial vehicle inspections and more. This is part of the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance's Human Trafficking Awareness Initiative. The Blitz was performed by Louisiana State Police Transportation Safety Services in conjunction with Air Support, the State Police Criminal Investigation Division, and the Department of Transportation. They detailed the initiative. Some of the operation, State Police conducting North American standard inspections on commercial vehicles, enforcing federal motor carrier safety regulations, and Louisiana criminal and traffic laws. They also emphasized unauthorized passengers in commercial vehicles. State Police Air Support used a helicopter and introduced their newest technological system, the TRACA system. TRAKKA. The TRACA system can assist with search and rescue operations, mapping, and video management for law enforcement on the ground. It helped state police identify unsafe operating commercial motor vehicles. And the DOT involved as well. Police controlled commercial motor vehicles entering and exiting their fixed scale facility, directing state police to commercial motor vehicles bypassing the facility when they had been directed to enter. We want to remind everyone, if you see or hear anything you suspect of being connected with human or labor trafficking, you can anonymously report this information to the state police by calling star LSP from your cell phone. You will immediately be connected to the local LSP troop in the area, state police. Thanks to all for your vigilance, and remember, if you see something, say something. It is 844-844-3388. Daryl, how you been?
Good morning. How's the family and how's Stryker?
All doing well. Thank you very much.
I got back from El Salvador yesterday and was over there 12 days. And I could throw the rock and hit Honduras up in the mountains. And had a lovely time.
Really?
I left here at zero weather and got there at 100 degrees.
Wow.
And went down on the Pacific Ocean beach and spent a day, and it was 103 on the way home on the temperature dash. So I got my feet warm, but I left at 5 a.m. yesterday, I believe it was, and got to Cincinnati at midnight. Changing planes and having plane crashes did not help my psyche any.
That all unfolded while you were there. Yeah, all the plane crash in the Potomac and then Philadelphia, and so you're a little bit nervous flying, were you?
Well, our plane was, they said 10 minutes late getting out of the gate in El Salvador because of paperwork. And then about 30 minutes later, they said they were doing repairs on the plane.
Oh, boy.
And then I looked in the pouch, and it was a Boeing 737, and I said, I hope the doors are tight.
Wow. So how was your experience there? What all did you get to do? I mean, did you feel safe?
Well,
did you feel safe, or were you kind of, were you leery?
I was feeling safe until a dog run up behind me and bit me on the ankle. I mean, he clipped me pretty good. And I had stopped at the drugstore and got me some antibiotic, a tube of antibiotic. I was sure glad I had it. And I had a tetanus shot about a year ago, so I felt safe. But I came home with a tattoo from El Salvador.
Right. Wow.
everybody carried a stick as they walked up and down the roads. It's just like Israel and Egypt and all the other places I've been. India, they have a canine with a long snout. It's the same looking dog in all the parts of the world I've been. And they keep that dog tethered on a 3-foot chain all day long. It's there to guard the house and that only.
Wow.
They tell me they had a 14-year civil war there. And that's when a lot of the young people left that part of the country and came to the United States to work in vegetables and chicken factories and things. Because they were getting boys that were 12 and 14 years old and giving them a gun and making them fight. But I would go back anytime, Steve.
Really?
It was just very interesting. The men that left there worked in chicken factories. They worked picking peaches and watermelons, but they sent money back home. And then after 10 or 15 years, they went back home and they got Brahma cattle and they got milk cows, and everybody raises chickens. I woke up the first morning about 5 o'clock and thought a war had started, and it was roosters crowing. And then they started echoing throughout the mountains. And it was something else to hear all those roosters crowing at the same time.
How about that? Wow. So how was...
you didn't need an alarm clock, I'll assure you.
How was the food? Do you feel safe about eating the food, or are you concerned about food poisoning, or what was that like?
No, I did not, Steve. I was at I went with a man who was helping his mother celebrate her 84th birthday. So I was in a family home. But the food was good. I did eat an iguana.
Oh, yeah?
And it tasted like pork.
Okay.
Yeah, we caught it and skinned it and took the hide off and cooked it and put a little salad around it, and it was good.
Wow.
They have a lot of iguanas in that part of the country. And they have some that's pretty good size. They say you don't want one to bite you. It's like the old turtles in the South. They used to say the loggerhead turtles bite you. It won't turn you loose until it thunders. I think the iguana's the same way.
Wow. Pretty fascinating.
Everybody has chickens. I mean, everybody has chickens and roosters on the place, and they raise corn crop 2 times a year. Once in April, starts raining in April, and it rains till August. And during that time, they raise 2 corn crops, and the whole system is built around corn where I was at. They grind it and make tortillas. They grind it and make tacos. They grind it and make all kinds of food. And they have a white cheese that's kind of salty tasting, and we brought back 50 pounds of that to give to families here that's from El Salvador. I never did think it would clear customs, but they let it through.
How about that? Yeah.
And he took a suitcase full of clothes for 2 of his sisters, and they were just delighted to have clothes, probably from Goodwill or such. But I saw the ladies trying on the dresses, and they were just pleased with what. So I only took a carry-on. I took some shorts and T-shirts, and that's about it, because he used my bag to take those clothes to his family. Rented a Ford Ranger 4-wheel drive, but on the country roads, about 10 mile an hour was speeding.
Wow. So you talk about...
roughest country roads I ever drove on.
I bet, yeah.
I asked them how long a set of tires lasted, and they said about a year. Well, my heart goes out to all these guys running these 18-wheelers up and down these snow-covered roads. It was 0 when I left, and it was 100 when I landed in San Salvador. So but my feet got warm real quick.
I bet they did. Well, that sounded like you had a fascinating trip nonetheless.
I did. I really did, and I would go back in a heartbeat. And how's your son doing with his new dog?
Doing well. They love the kids. Love the puppy. That's for sure. I guess he got word that his return date has been pushed back a little bit further. I think it's maybe March or April. I can't recall now.
Okay.
Not ready to go back yet, according to the doctor.
I got a letter from Haverkamp, and they talked about, I believe they said they had purchased 119 K9 units for local police services around.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate you telling me about Haverkamp, and I think they've done a great job of helping these men get these K9 dogs.
Yes, indeed. Yep.
I'll let you go. Thanks a lot for the service you performed to the truck drivers. I remember your dad getting me down that Cincinnati Hill and across the Bent Sprints Bridge many a night.
Well, thanks for the update there, Daryl. I mean, he called in before his trip, and he said, if you don't hear from me ever again, I'm going to El Salvador for 12 days. But he made it back safe, and he'd go back in a heartbeat. Okay, very interesting. What's on your mind? It's 844-844-3388, the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive.
At Hot Shot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems and their solutions. For example,
diesel fuel cetane levels.
in many states, the cetane rating in diesel fuel is 42 to 45. Most diesel engines operate more efficiently with a cetane rating of 48 to 50. One treatment of Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme will raise your cetane 7 points, increase fuel economy, and improve cold starts. Due to a cleaner burn, there are less hydrocarbons and particulate matter in your exhaust. This reduces the blockage of your diesel particulate filter. Using Diesel Extreme generates 83% less DPF regenerations. The 6-in-1 Diesel Extreme formula also includes the most concentrated detergent on the market, lubricity enhancer, water demulsifier, rust and corrosion inhibitors, and a fuel stabilizer.
Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme is available nationwide at truck stops, fine farm and auto stores, and online at hotshotsecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Do you have a Dodge pickup and hate your automatic transmission? Of course you do. Levon Miller at Firepunk Diesel here, and we specialize in heavy-duty and performance transmissions for your 3-quarter or 1-ton Cummins powered truck. So if you're interested in turning your stock slush box into a towing monster, call us today at 614-733-3744 or visit us online at shop.firepunk.com.
For anything diesel, take it to Scheid Diesel. They provide a wide variety of services and diagnostics to determine what the problem is with the latest technology. From simple oil changes and preventative maintenance to fuel system diagnostics and repairs, engine rebuilds and cylinder head repairs, and rebuilds with our in-house machine shop. They also have on-site DPF cleaning for exhaust issues and DOT inspections. If your diesel is asking for some attention, Scheid Diesel has the specialist you need for anything diesel. Located in Terre Haute and Lafayette, Indiana, and Effingham, Illinois, Scheid Diesel has you covered.
All right, it's just a fact of life. And we all age. As much as you try to stay healthy and fit, some last longer than others. But at what point do you say, maybe it's time to step down, it's time to retire? Mitch McConnell back in the headlines this past day, as apparently he fell down some stairs at the Capitol. Now, reports say after the fall, the now 82-year-old former Senate Majority Leader, who is still a senator, was helped away by other senators. McConnell falls down Senate stairs after voting to confirm Scott Turner as the HUD Secretary. Unclear about injuries. but Fox News is told he appears to be okay. Now they say McConnell fell again inside the room, we're told. Punchbowl News posting on X after a colleague shared the news of McConnell's fall. Yeah, we know he's battled mobility issues for several years now. Just in December, sprained his wrist, suffered a cut to his face after falling in D.C. 2023, he fell after getting off a plane at Ronald Reagan International Airport. The latest incident, again, sparking calls to step down. It's time to retire. Commentator Benny Johnson. Of course, last year, he did step aside as the majority leader of the Senate Republicans. Post assumed now by John Thune of South Dakota. He's vowed that he wants to finish the term, which doesn't end till January of 2027. 2 more years. All right, so, yeah, it's hell getting old, but it is 844-844-3388. All right, made it through Hump Day. Thursday is upon us, or Friday Eve. What's happening this morning, Eagle?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How you doing? Yeah, Steve. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I got a couple of things I want to talk about. I got some good news about. I'm probably gonna be going to the race. Somebody called me up today, and they can't make it to the race, and they said they're gonna let me have their tickets. So after I leave home from the Super Bowl this weekend, I'll probably be heading to Florida next week for the car race. So I got some things to say about that. But I want to say something right quick, Steve. I'm not gonna disrespect you or your radio program because you know I respect everything you do. But last night I heard somebody mention my name, and it was totally unnecessary what this guy said about me. And that's one thing I don't put up with, Steve. I've been calling you for a long time. You know, I used to be called the American Eagle when I used to call your program when you was on the other station that you was on. And then I went back to Eagle. Now, I made it real clear last night when I was talking to you that there were things that I didn't like what Trump was doing. But I didn't say nothing about. I've been the man that's been talking to you for the last 4 years about the immigration in America and shutting down the border. But yet I hear this idiot call in last night and had a gall to say that I was backing down on what I said about the border. And that's a lie. And you know that, Steve. And anybody that listens to your program knows that that's a lie. I've been on Donald Trump's bandwagon for the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years, shutting the border down. So, but I take offense when somebody says that, when somebody tells me that I should leave the country. You don't get more American than me, Steve. You don't get. I've been driving trucks for 25 years from state to state in the United States of America, traveled every mile of Interstate 10 from Florida to California. And I hear some loser, and I'm not even sure if he drives the truck, have the audacity to call in and tell me that I should leave the country if I don't agree with some of the things that Trump is doing. Well, my man, I live in Texas. Anytime you want to meet up with me, just let me know. And that's all I'm going to say about him, Steve, because I'm not very happy when somebody tells me to leave the country that I've been in my whole life. Now, let me move on to some other subjects. I want to talk about this situation.
Let me real quick. I'm pretty sure what he was referencing. If last week, Eagle, you did call and you were kind of pouncing on Trump that you felt like he was going too far. He's sending too many people back. We're not going to have anybody to pick the crops. It sounded like you were kind of backing up on wanting to get the illegals out of the country. You remember saying that?
No, I said that all those people are not criminals, Steve. All those people are not criminals that Trump is escorting out of the country. Some of those people are working. Yes, they are criminals if you consider the fact that they crossed into the U.S. illegally. But these people have not, they're not in the Trinidad Aragua gangs. They're not selling drugs. They're not prostituting women. is what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Some of these people, yes, they are illegal because they crossed the border illegally. But you know, Steve, that I live in the state of Texas. I know more about the border situation than anybody who calls your radio program. And then, like I said before, I don't know who this guy is and really don't care. But he got some nerve calling in and telling me to leave the country. Now, let me go back to what I was saying about Joe Biden. I found out some interesting information, Steve, about Joe Biden in this situation with Ukraine over the last couple of days on what the Democrats are doing and how and it wasn't nothing but a money laundering program that Biden was involved in for the last 4 years in Ukraine. Recently, in the last week or so, the president of Ukraine, I don't know, I think it was over $200 million or $300 billion or something that the U.S. had sent to Ukraine, but yet Lozinski claims that he only got 70 billion of that money. Now, the question is, what happened to the rest of that money? What happened to the rest of that money that was supposed to be going to Ukraine? Where did that money go? That's what Donald Trump and his people are investigating right now. And I guarantee you, they find out that money, plus I got evidence from other sources that have said the money has gone right back into Joe Biden's pocket and his family's pocket and other Democrats' pocket. That's where that money went. All that money didn't go to Ukraine to help fight the war like good old Biden. People kept wondering, why is Biden sending so much money to Ukraine? Well, he had a real good interest. They don't call him the big guy for nothing. That's why they call him the big guy, because Joe Biden gets his cut. He didn't think he was sending that money over to Ukraine, and he wasn't getting his cut out of the deal. So that's what's going down with Biden. Now, as far as Trump goes, Steve,
hold that thought, because we're almost at the news break. And yeah, Zelensky is now, kind of letting the cat out of the bag. Earlier this week, when he made that statement, he says they've received like $75 billion out of what has been something of $177 billion. Now, for the last, how many years have many in the House and the Senate, primarily the conservatives, been saying, where is the money going? Who's accountable? How do we know? We don't want to give any more until we know where the money's actually going. They've been trying to say that for years.
USA Radio News, I'm Anthony Lucero. President Trump is banning transgender athletes from women's sports.
He signed an executive order Wednesday.
We will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women.
The order directs the Department of Justice and other federal agencies to interpret Title IX rules as banning transgender women and girls from participating in female sports. I'm Brian Shook.
A list of employees who investigated Capitol riot cases has been turned over by the FBI to the Justice Department.
According to multiple reports, the agency handed over agent and personnel information to DOJ leadership Tuesday afternoon, which included titles and employee ID numbers of 5,000 people. This comes as agents filed a lawsuit earlier this week against the Department of Justice. John Sommers, USA Radio News.
From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
In today's troubled world, our USA Armed Forces stand ready to protect you and our American way of life. When veterans return to civilian life, they deserve your recognition and support. You can help put vets to work by donating your car, truck, or van to Patriotic Hearts. Your donation will directly support programs to help vets find jobs or even start their own business. Donate today for fast, free pickup of your vehicle, running or not. Operators are standing by to answer questions about making a tax-deductible vehicle donation. Find out how you can make a difference in the life of a United States veteran. Call 800-209-4580 for 24-hour response. Call 800-209-4580. 800-209-4580. That's 800-209-4580.
Doc's Diesel is your one-stop online shop for diesel filter maintenance. Genuine quality, third-party tested filters for Cummins, Power Stroke, Duramax, and EcoDiesel trucks. Doc's cuts out the middleman and those pesky markups you often find from OMEs, dealerships, and parts stores. We make ordering easy with filter kits, subscriptions, and even dealer sign-ups if you have a fleet. Purchase your filters at www.docsdiesel.com and receive 10% off when you use code SUMMERS10. Docs Diesel, your one-stop shop for diesel maintenance.
Do you have a Dodge pickup and hate your automatic transmission? Of course you do. Levon Miller at Firepunk Diesel here, and we specialize in heavy-duty and performance transmissions for your 3-quarter or 1-ton Cummins powered truck. So if you're interested in turning your stock slush box into a towing monster, call us today at 614-733-3744 or visit us online at shop.firepunk.com.
Winter is here. When the temperature drops, so does your truck's performance. Avoid fuel gelling by using Hot Shot Secret's EDT Plus Winter Defense, a 7-in-1 fuel booster and anti-gel that improves cold weather performance. The 7-point cetane boost decreases DPF regens and increases fuel economy. Be confident that your engine is running smoothly and trouble-free, even in the coldest temperatures. Hot Shot Secret EDT Plus Winter Defense, available at Pilot Flying J, Amazon, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and HotShotSecret.com.
Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
For anything diesel, take it to Shy Diesel. They provide a wide variety of services and diagnostics to determine what the problem is with the latest technology. From simple oil changes and preventative maintenance to fuel system diagnostics and repairs, engine rebuilds and cylinder head repairs, and rebuilds with our in-house machine shop. They also have on-site DPF cleaning for exhaust issues and DOT inspections. If your diesel is asking for some attention, Shy Diesel has the specialist you need for anything diesel. Located in Terre Haute and Lafayette, Indiana, and Effingham, Illinois, Shy Diesel has you covered.
Increase fuel economy up to 7.9% with Hot Shot Secret Gasoline Extreme, the solution to maximize your engine's performance and fuel economy. Whether you're driving a sports car or a daily commuter, Gasoline Extreme is specially formulated with PEA to deep clean. Don't settle for an average driving experience. Upgrade to Hot Shot Secret Gasoline Extreme and go further on each tank. Order now on Amazon or HotShotSecret.com.
Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Hey truckers, this is Steve Darnell from the hit TV show Vegas Rat Rods. Check it out. Industrial Injection has been a leader in the diesel heavy-duty industry since 1985. Whether you are looking to keep your truck on the road, you are a hard-working farmer feeding America, an over-the-seas mariner, a miner, or a construction craftsman, Industrial Injection can help keep your heavy-duty rigs and equipment running so you can keep America thriving. Get all your turbochargers, injection pumps, injectors, and engine parts at industrialinjection.com. Industrial Injection, the place to go for all your diesel parts needs.
Because Channel 19's a little congested. Call Steve now at 844-844-3388. The Overnight Drive.
We'll pick up where we left off there. Earlier, I think it was Monday morning, maybe Tuesday morning's program, I can't recall. Abby had sent me some screenshots from an interview that Zelensky had done.